What's up, shooters and shotgun lovers? Welcome to the First Focal Plane podcast reviews the Canuck Engage Shotgun. My name is Chris, and I'll be your guide on this deep dive into one of Canada's most interesting low-cost semi-automatic shotguns. The Canuck Engage was rolled out to the Canadian market in 2020 as a mid-line semi-automatic shotgun for both sport shooting and hunting. Like most Canuck shotguns, it's made in Turkey specifically for the Canadian market. It accepts 5+1 3-inch 12-gauge shells, but comes out of the box with an easily removable magazine plug that limits its capacity to 2+1 for when you're out in the bush looking for birds. It comes equipped with a full flat-top Picatinny rail, blended between the handguard and the receiver, and a polymer pair of iron sights. Don't worry, the irony on what I just said isn't lost on me, but welcome to the 21st century. The rear sight has to be mounted to the rail from the box, but the front sight is, with its True Glow style fiber optic bead, comes mounted to the front handguard, and a sight adjustment tool is in the choke tube case, just waiting for you to dial in that laser 12-gauge precision. The best part is that both the front and the rear sight are removable if you choose to mount your own optics. That being said, I put a Vortex Strikefire 2 red dot on mine, and the optics didn't interfere with my sight picture at all. A lower mounted red dot may require you to remove that front bead if you don't want to co-witness. It has a sling ring on the front of the shotgun near the gas ring, and QD cups embedded in the rear, just waiting for your finest slings. There's even additional pick rails on the side of the handguard along with the M-LOK slots for all your flashlights, lasers, and GPS-guided missiles. One of the more interesting features of the Engage is its telescoping stock, making it much easier to pack up and carry around. To top it all off, like most Canuck shotguns, the Engage comes equipped with multiple removable chokes, ranging from open choke all the way up to full choke. Most retailers in Canada at the time of this review priced this shotgun at just under $700, and I have to admit, a semi-automatic shotgun with a 3-inch chamber and a magazine ready for 5+1 ready to go out of the box with sling mounts, iron sights, removable chokes, and a magazine plug for hunting isn't half bad. The real question is, does it shoot? Let's go through the good and the bad of this shotgun, but before we do, I want to disclose that this shotgun was provided to us by Odell Engineering, the owners of the Canuck line of firearms. As I have done in the past, I will give you my best impression of someone who knows what they're talking about, and I will do it without any regard for the assured repercussions on my relationship with Odell Engineering. It's important to me to give my best information without bias, and I will endeavor to do that here. First off, like most Canuck shotguns, I like that it accepts 3-inch shells, and it has multiple screw-in mobile chokes provided with it in the box. Canuck seems to do a good job with the value adds in their products. Having a sling and extra magazines in guns like the FD12 and having an easily removable magazine plug and removable iron sights that come complete with a sight adjustment tool really make a difference. Are they plastic? Yes, they are. Is the shotgun under $700? Yeah, it is. Plastic or not, these added, quote, standard features and products mean that Canuck is thinking about the end user, and I like that. I've tested this shotgun for several months, and I've put multiple types of ammunition through it, from low brass target loads to old high brass reloads, target and bear slugs, and Magnum double-aught buckshot. This shotgun liked them all. I found the loading port to be very smooth and easy to load rounds. Now, I don't know the first thing about double loading or quad loading, but I gave it a try with this shotgun, and I think that if I was going to learn how to do it efficiently, I could most definitely choose worse shotguns to do it with, as I found it surprisingly easy to do without a lot of hang-ups. Out of the box, I took it apart, re-lubed it, and took it to the range. In over 500 rounds, it hasn't been cleaned since, and I've only had one failure with the gun. While cycling, the fresh round caught on the feed ramp and sandwiched the end of the crimp, causing it to jam in the receiver. It happened in the first few magazines, it happened only once, and it was easy to clear. I've chalked it up to breaking the gun in, and it hasn't recurred. I'm sure that the odd failure will happen still, but all in all, I have to say the shotgun has cycled very reliably for me, even when mixing rounds, like alternating shot and slugs. In addition to being reliable, it was reasonably accurate. Yeah, I shot groups at 50 meters with my shotgun. With the open choke, I kept getting flyers on one shot of my 3-round groups, but 2 were consistently within 2 inches at 50 meters with Challenger target slugs. With a Carlson's rifled choke, I saw the same consistent flyer, but the 2-shot groups came down to about 1.5 inches at 50 meters. I'd like to do more testing with the Carlson's choke at 100 meters, as it seems to me it may stabilize the slugs at that distance, but honestly, that's just for posterity, and it hasn't really got a practical bearing on the accuracy of this shotgun. 3 to 4 MOA at 50 meters from a shotgun is very reasonable for me, especially considering that it was using a 4 MOA dot for optics, and I believe that most hunters and target shooters would agree with me. Takedown was simple. The gas piston system is pretty straightforward, and accessing everything is as simple as removing the barrel shroud and handguard for access, no tools required. If you want a complicated takedown, I'm afraid this shotgun isn't going to be your cup of tea. As for the bad, I can't honestly say that there's a lot in reality, but if you look at it superficially, it kind of looks like there should be. I'll explain. The gas system is simple, and it was reliable for me. It's comfortable to hold, it's comfortable to shoot, and it's comfortable to load. Although the construction of the shotgun is solid, there are more moving parts than I expected, and I found myself tightening and retightening more than I expected to. Also, I can't quite put my finger on it, but something about the construction can give the first impression that the shotgun is, well, weak. I don't think it is, and I've put mine through its paces, and it's held very strong, but I have to admit that before ever shooting it, my impression was that it's just going to be an inexpensive shotgun, and that's that. Perhaps it's just how it looks, because I have to be honest that when I say that it's, well, kind of less than pretty, I'm not kidding. It looks blocky on the front and skeletonized thin at the back, and as other reviewers have pointed out, it kind of looks like it would feature in a post-apocalyptic video game rather than an IPSC shotgun competition. That's just a fair warning. Firstly, the sling mount rattles because it's meant to rotate around the magazine tube. It can make you feel like there's something loose, which can be unnerving, but once I realized that it was just the forward sling mount, I didn't consider it a major issue. When I first unboxed the gun, I didn't check any screws for tightness. There is a screw that holds the grip and buttstock to the rear of the receiver, and after about 100 rounds, I noticed that the pistol grip was getting a little bit loose. After several more rounds, it became quite loose. I had to remove the button for the telescoping stock to gain access to that screw, and I tightened it up. Since then, it hasn't loosened again, and I think that it's likely a one-off issue that my particular shotgun had a screw loose, if you forgive the metaphor. If someone were paranoid about it, a bit of blue Loctite is sure to fix its hash, but I've put over 300 rounds through the gun since retightening it, and I've had no issues. One continual pain in my ass has been the nut holding the handguard in place. I can't say why, but mine loves to come loose. Now, I have to admit that I only hand tighten it because I'd like to be able to get it off if I need to, and it's entirely possible that a bit of elbow grease with a wrench could solve the problem entirely, but I haven't done that, and I can't seem to hand tighten it enough to keep it in place. It's sort of like the odd thread protector that you'll get with some barrels. You'll fire 20 to 30 rounds and you'll just get used to checking it to make sure that it's still tight. Of course, you can Loctite the thread protector, whereas I wouldn't recommend that with the handguard nut if you want to be able to take the shotgun apart. There's a barrel shroud over the barrel that gives it a bit of a fluted look. It's purely aesthetic, and although I appreciate aesthetics, it seems like a waste of aluminum to me. It doesn't weigh very much to speak of, and it doesn't affect the shotgun one bit, and I'm not entirely sure why I don't like it. I understand the hypocrisy of applauding Canuck Shotgun's attention to detail earlier in my review while calling the shotgun generally ugly, and now saying that I don't like one of the details that actually makes it look a little prettier. That is what it is. I'm probably being a bit of a whiner at this point, but I'm just being honest when I say that I'd rather not have that shroud. Ultimately, most guns come down to why. Why do I want this gun? Well, if you're looking for a reliable, mid-price, semi-automatic shotgun that can be useful to get into target shooting, hunting, wilderness defense, or zombie apocalypses, I can very easily recommend the Engage. Reliability and versatility top my list of reasons to get the Engage, but you can't ignore the attention to detail on the accessories, which include sights, QD, M-LOK, and Picatinny mounting options, adjustable buttstock, and cheek riser, and the list goes on. Yes, up to including a barrel shroud for aesthetics. Add a 3-inch chamber to the mix, and you can see that the Canuck really packed the Engage with features. I'm not aware of any other semi-automatic shotgun on the market at this price point that comes with the added value options that the Engage does, and those things more than make up for the fact that it sort of looks like it came off the set of a Mad Max movie. Want to target shoot? Check. Want to hunt? Check. Want to defend yourself from animals or zombies? Check. Ultimately, when asking why this shotgun, the answer is because it will do so much without having to put any additional money into it. In a day and age where, especially in the Canadian market, we're buying firearms that need hundreds of dollars put into them before they'll do what we want them to do, the Engage can meet your basic needs out of the box. And for the thrifty shotgun seeker, that ain't half bad. Thanks for watching our review of the Canuck Engage Shotgun. If you like this review, please consider subscribing and feed the YouTube monster by liking. Catch our regular podcast here on YouTube or on audio wherever you get your podcasts. Until next time, live, laugh, and reload.